Hey guys, welcome back. While I was going through some boxes and reintegrating some stuff back into the collection, I found a couple series that I hadn't done a video on yet. So I just thought I'd go ahead and throw these up here tonight. This first one is one of those little cool short run series that I was in love with and still am in love with from DC. Uh, sort of Sorcery, and all these are based on Pfeiffer and the Gray Mouser by Fritz Lieber, and some really nice stories and artwork in here. The stories are obviously by Lieber, but Denny O'Neil did the scripts, and you got some wonderful artwork. Of course, this cover is by Mike Kaluta on number one. On the interior, you got Howard Chaykin and Krusty Bunkers. And I know most of you know who that is. That's basically Neil Adams and his crew. I think in this case it was just Neil Adams. But got some great stories and artwork in it. This one, it's a little beat up, and it's the only issue that I don't have a duplicate of. But this, I looked around, and this series can be had for cheap. You could probably complete the whole run like in fine or better condition for less than $15. So a pretty nice little series to collect. Okay, number one. Here we got number two. Another great cover there. I think that's Howard Chaykin and Bernie Wrightson on the inks on the cover anyway. Yeah, you can kind of see Wrightson's ink line in there. And you got more interiors by Howard Chaykin. Alright, there's another copy. Number two. Here's number three. Another great cover. Howard Chaykin and Chaykin art on the interiors. And another copy of number three. Okay. Here's number four. That's a little chewed up on the corner. Otherwise pretty nice. That's Howard Chaykin on the cover and on the interiors, and there's a second story by Denny O'Neil and art by a young Walter Simonson. If any of you guys have heard of him. So another reason to get this one. There's another copy of number four. Okay. And here's a copy of number five. More of the same. Like I say, all these scripts were by Denny O'Neil from a story by Fritz Lieber. Covers by Walt Simonson. Really nice piece of art there. Pfeiffer and the Gray Mouser risk all to find this sunken land. And on the interiors, you got Walt Simonson and inks by Al Milgrom. And I think there's a backup story in this one by some guy named George Effinger. And the art is by Jim Starlin and Al Milgrom. So another reason to pick this one up. But all in all, cool little series. Definitely worth seeking out. Won't break the bank. Okay, this other series is one I'm sure you've heard of and seen. I just thought I'd go ahead and show mine while I was digging through some boxes. Original run of Swamp Thing, and I'm going to go from the end back to the beginning, and just kind of saving the best for last. As most of you know, Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson created Swamp Thing, and they were the writer-artist team on issues 1 through 10. And I think Len Wein did their scripts on up to 13. And after issue 10, Nestor Redondo took over on the art, and he did the art all the way up until this issue. So he did the art from 11 up through 23, and I think this is actually Ernie Chan art on the cover and the interior. And I think the script was by David Anthony Kraft. But this is the last issue, number 24. The Blazing Battle with Vang. What a name. I always thought that was cool. A really nice action-packed cover by Ernie Chan or Chua or Chow, whatever you want to call him. There's another copy. Here's number 23. And with the first appearance, and to my knowledge, the only appearance of the character known as Saber. Like I say, from issue 11 through 23 was all Nestor Redondo art. This is it's like an Ernie Chan cover. And all the scripts from, I guess, 14 through 24 were either by Jerry Conway or David Michelini. And even though some of the... There's another copy of that. Even though the first 10 are pretty pricey, the last 14 are actually really good comics to read. They got some beautiful artwork by Redondo. Okay. There's number 22. It's one of my favorite covers. This is actually my original, you can tell. Got a great Ernie Chan cover. And for some reason I got 2 more copies of this. So apparently I was going to sell this one at one time. I don't know. Anyway, it's issue number 22. And like I say, I was always a big fan of that masthead around this time, the 30-cent covers. Here's a nice cover by Redondo, number 21. And there's another copy of 21. Number 20. And another copy of number 20. There comes that duplicate sickness into play again. There's number 19. And this other copy I bought, there was a place called Southern Star Comics. I got this for $1, probably back, oh gosh, I'd say in the 90s. When I first bought this one. Okay, and that is number 18. Another great Redondo cover. Okay, I'm going to pull these off some more. Okay, number 17, Swamp Thing. Number 16. 15, I always loved that cover. Yeah, all the issues after Bernie Wrightson left don't get a lot of recognition, but in my opinion they should. Still some beautiful artwork and some great stories. I think this little, the very best 25-cent logo didn't last too long. Maybe a couple of issues. Number 14. And even though I love Bernie Wrightson's art and I love all the covers that he did and the art, this is probably my favorite cover of the whole run, number 13. That is just, to me, that's just a beautiful piece of artwork right there. Okay. Number 12. Some Dinosaurs. Number 11. First issue with Nestor Redondo art. This is actually Luis Dominguez on the cover. You guys have heard me mention his name quite a bit. And now we get into the Bernie Wrightson run. There is fighting the Unman of Anton Arcane. Very cool. Issue number 9. This is actually the first issue that I ever had a Swamp Thing, and this isn't the original. The one that I originally bought, I gifted to another good friend of mine years ago. But that's just a beautiful Wrightson cover. Number 8. Number 7 with the Batman. You didn't get to see Wrightson do Batman too much. Well, other than, you know, I guess when he did the 4-issue miniseries. I can't even think of the name of it. That's terrible. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. And the last few. Now, all these Wrightson and Len Wein stories have been reprinted probably a dozen times. I think some of them were reprinted in DC Special Series. They came out in the late 70s. There's a nice look at number 6, sorry. Number 5. Number 4. That's a really cool cover. Number 3. Number 2. Second startling issue. And we have number 1. Classic series, classic cover. And of course, you can't have number 1 without having the first appearance. House of Secrets 92. Probably a decent mid-grade copy. Colors are a little bit faded, but I'm happy with it. All right, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Had a blast going through my boxes today and looking at stuff that I hadn't seen in a while, and so I just thought I'd pull these out. Hope you guys are having a great night. Onward and upward.